Hey everybody, coming to you with a feature that a lot of people were talking to me about at the end of last year, and we wanted to do it again. We're gonna do our top 5 listings countdown of 2024. Before I get into it though, I wanna just thank everybody. Thank you if you are following and watching these videos. Thank you if you were a client and worked with us in 2024, or even a past year, even going back to when we first started, or you helped us get connected to somebody who could use our help, even if it wasn't for a sale, even if it was someone who just needed our help with getting connected to the right person. We really appreciate it. This business is not possible without your support and without you thinking of us, and so we really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. So getting into our top 5 listings, we're actually going to start with an honorable mention, the house that just missed the list, but still definitely worth mentioning, which is 607 East Hillcrest in Verona. This was a pretty good sized home, 2,500 square feet, all above ground. It had an unfinished basement as well. And a cool side note of this one is it's actually in one of the neighborhoods I grew up in. So the owner's daughter would sometimes actually give me rides to school way back in high school. The couple that was selling the house was the original owners. They lived in the home for nearly 40 years, which is pretty amazing. And that's part of what made the outcome so great, is the fact that I've known this family for a long time. We happened to cross paths at an open house, and now they're entrusting me to get their home ready for market and have the best outcome possible. So we end up putting on the market at $500,000, which was about where I thought it would sell. I really thought $515,000 to $525,000 would probably be where it would sell, and by listing at $500,000, that would get more people in the door. However, we were actually all blown away with how well it went. Now remember, when you live in a place for 40 years, the downsizing process can take quite some time. But these sellers did a great job and didn't do any massive changes, just a few small changes here and there. We ended up with multiple offers. We ended up selling for $570,000, so $70,000 above the list price, which is really, really incredible. That's actually 14% above the list price, well higher than I thought it would go, or the sellers. So we were just really, really excited that it was as good as it was. So that's actually our honorable mention. So it's going to keep going up from here. I'm actually going to talk about number 5 right now, which was 3057 Stratton Way. So what was really cool about this one is it was actually one of my former student athletes, and actually one of my colleagues, because we did teach together in the Verona School District for a few years before I stepped away from teaching. And this was a condo that we listed at $270,000, because just a month and a half earlier, another condo in the building, very, very similar, identical layout, listed at $265,000 and closed in mid-February for $270,000. So, well, that's almost a, perfect comparable sale. So let's use that. So, so we went on the market about a month and a half after that, listed at $270,000. And, of course, you always hope in the spring market that you'll do a little bit better and that your marketing efforts will do a little bit better. Well, they did a lot better. We ended up selling for $306,000, which was $36,000 above the list price, 13% higher than the list price. But what was really cool is when you actually break this down to the fact that, when she bought the condo originally, I kind of nudged her into doing it, and she was not really sure if she should be buying a place. She bought it at $199,000 with 0% down. So imagine that. She really didn't have any equity in the property other than her original closing costs. And then here she walks away, builds up over $100,000 of equity in just 4 years, and that ended up being the down payment that they could take to their next home. That her and her husband, at the time she got the condo, she was a single gal, but now she's married with a kid on the way, and it just all worked out perfectly. I'm just really glad that everything shaped out the way it did. and that is part of the reason it made our top 5 listings of the year. And it was really cool to see that one from start to finish, to help her get into that house or that condo just 4 years ago, and see how much equity that built up for her and how much that was able to help them get to where they wanted to be. That was really, really awesome. And for that reason, it made our top 5 listings for the year. So come back and we'll have number 4 coming up soon.